Dear and respected all the participants, most welcome for this our next session about our this Indian heritage, culture and tourism management. इस सत्र में आप सभी का स्वागत करता हूं और आज के हमारे इस सत्र की हमारी जो व्याख्याता है डॉक्टर रूपश्री प्रधान जी, उनका भी मैं यहाँ पर विनम्रता से स्वागत करता हूं। सेशन की शुरुआत करने से पहले मैं थोड़ा सा उनके बारे में आप सभी को परिचय जरूर देना चाहूंगा। डॉक्टर रूपश्री प्रधान जी जो इस फील्ड में पिछले 17-18 सालों से कार्य कर रही है और उन्होंने अपना जो एकेडमिक क्वालिफिकेशंस है, जो पीजी डिप्लोमा इन होटल मैनेजमेंट उन्होंने पूरा किया भुवनेश्वर ओडिशा से। उसके बाद उन्होंने अपना पीजीडीसीए कंप्यूटर एप्लीकेशन में पूरा किया। उसके उपरांत मास्टर्स इन टूरिज्म मैनेजमेंट पूरा किया इंदिरा गांधी नेशनल ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी से। फिर उसके बाद मास्टर्स इन कॉमर्स एंड देन एमबीए एंड देन पीएचडी जो है उनका वो टूरिज्म एंड हेरिटेज मैनेजमेंट में हुआ है, मैनेजमेंट ऑफ कल्चरल एक्टिविटीज एंड इट्स इफेक्ट ऑन टूरिज्म। तो ये उनका पीएचडी का टॉपिक रहा है और उन्होंने अभी तक जो कार्य किया है, शी वर्कड एज अ ट्रेनिंग सुपरवाइजर फ्रंट ऑफिस एंड हाउसकीपिंग in Hotel Jaipur Palace and worked as lecturer in Premier Institute of Hotel Management, Catering Technology and Tourism in Puri, Orissa. Then worked as a principal in charge in Premier Institute of Hotel Management and uh, then worked as a lecturer in MTA in Garden City College, Bangalore, and then worked as a visiting faculty in MBA studies in management and worked as assistant professor in management studies and then senior officer for HR in Anubhuti School, which is one of the India's largest school and around in a 100-acre campus, and they spend around 100 crore rupees for that school. And having more than 18 years experience in academics and in industry, she also completed 5 national level projects and so many publications, and she participated in many seminars and workshops. So I humbly welcome to Dr. Rupashri Pradhan ji, and I requested her for to start our today's session.
Thank you, sir, for this introduction. So good evening, all of you, and welcome to our the most excitement course, Heritage Management. So today, Sarah has told a lot of things about me, but I am not sure enough how could I satisfy your requirements and needs, how much. Anyway, I'll try my level best to give you whatever the experience, whatever the knowledge, and whatever the real things happen in the society in connected with the tourism industry that we are going to discuss throughout this whole the syllabus. So before starting any of the things, I would like to have an interact with all of you. How many of you started tourism in the tourism education before, or they're totally new to this industry? They have started recently this course. This is the new course for all of you, or any of you have already joined before and you are having experience in this field also. How many?
This is new for me, ma'am.
Okay. And you are from?
Ahmedabad, Gujarat.
Okay. Anyone else new? Freshers or all are having some experience?
It's new for me as well.
Okay.
It's new, ma'am. We had just
So most
studied.
of you are the freshers for this industry. The most amusement and most interesting and most fun making industry, this is tourism industry. So anyway, welcome once more. Have you know about the concept of the tourism? Have you heard about the concept tourism? Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone can tell me what exactly you mean by tourism?
Please try, anyone.
Anyone who knows about the before, if you will interact with me, so the session will be more interesting.
Ma'am, tourism is that is a place that everyone come with the to move around, to know about that place, to have some values to that place. So they are coming to this place or roam around to that place. So maybe that could be a define the tourism.
Okay. So do you think it is giving any benefit? Mental peace, social
Yes.
interaction. Is there any benefit it's offering so that people are spending money and going to different places out of their hometown?
Yes, ma'am. There are number of things. One is the economic value to that place,
Okay.
economic generation to the place. The person who is going to come over there, some cultural aspects or cultural values are connected with the same, and some mental peace or pleasures. There are number of feelings of pleasures, mental peace, cultural. They are connected with the tourism.
Okay, you are very right. So tourism is such a industry. Now it is declared as an industry, and why it is declared as an industry, that we are going to discuss. So it is such an industry. So it is giving a lot of benefits to the society, also to the each and every individual person who is living in the society. No matter they are educated, less educated, and no matter they belong to high standard or below standard. Nothing. This is not considering anything, but it's having a lot of benefit to the society, and how it is more benefited, and how it could be more benefited, how it is giving income sources, employment sources to the country. That all the sort of things we are going to discuss during our course and syllabus. So I'm just going to present my PPT. Some of the information I have already incorporated into the PPT. Just please make it sure you all can visualize this PPT. Just confirm me. Are you able to see? Are you able to?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Just please click on hide and then click on the presentation that
Yes, sir.
just beside 60%.
This one, sir.
No, here at the bottom, just beside the 60%.
Yes, yes, yes. It is
No, not there. It must be 60%, but you click on that. Yeah.
here, no. But it will be 60%, no, sir. It must be. Is this okay?
Let it be. Yes. Okay. Now please click on that glass symbol. Yes, slideshow. Yes.
Okay,
That's fine.
right. So this is all total. This topic we are going to ask. Our course is heritage tourism. So these are the things we are going to cover up. What is heritage tourism? We will understand about heritage tourism, meaning, historical perspective of tourism, concept of heritage tourism, what exactly you mean by heritage tourism, what you understand by heritage tourism, scope and significance of heritage tourism, and how it is going to be promoted by different people involved in this tourism activity, national policies, government policies, and role of the government agencies. So before going to the very vast in the way, so I just want to introduce what exactly tourism is. Tourism can be explained as the two words is interconnected, tour and EG. Tour. Tour means traveling from one place to other place, and EG is explained as the activities taken place during a tour. So when you are moving from one place to other place, you are not simply quietly sitting and lying down and going. You are making a lot of activities. That's why to entertain, for the entertainment, for the leisure activities, for the pleasure activities, you are going to one other place. So whatever the activities you are performing, whatever the program you are participating, what sort of things you are doing out of your hometown while you are traveling to one place to other place, all these called activities, and these activities plus tour, it makes complete tourism. So when anyone travels to a place far from his normal residence, where your residence, which place you belong to, where you are staying permanently. So when you are traveling to a place far from this place or your hometown, you can say, to perform or participate in different activities at the destination for leisure, pleasure, recreation during his or her stay more than 24 hours. It should be more than 24 hours and less than 1 year is called tourism. And the person who is traveling is called a tourist. So there is some criteria. See, we are moving to different places, maybe for study tour, maybe for our business tour, but they have categorized what tourism is. Tourism is the combination of the two things, two words, tour plus EGIM. Tour means traveling, and EGIM So whatever sort of activities you are performing, you are participating, you are doing, all this coming under EGIM. So when you are traveling, you are leaving your hometown, going to other place, and that travel completes more than 24 hours. Suppose you are starting from morning, coming back in the evening. This is not called tourism activities, or you are not called as a tourist. So you have to complete more than 24 hours, but not more than 1 year. It should be less than 1 year. So there is some criteria. Then only you can be called as a tourist, and that activities is called as the tourism. It is clear, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Then the word tour. The word tour is derived from the Latin word turnus. Turnus means a circle. It's like a circle. The movement around a central point of axis. When there is center and you are moving all around. So it can be explained as to define oneself as a tourist. So you need to return to your normal place of residence after making a tour all over your destination within a stipulated period of 6 months to 1 year. So you have to come back. You don't need to go and stay there. If you are going and staying there, then you are not a tourist, because now you are going to become a resident of that place. So you have to leave your place for certain tourism purposes, traveling purposes, leisure purposes, many other purposes, and you need to come back to your place. So there is certain criteria of the 6 months to 1 year. So in early ages, what used to happen? Travel was the privilege of a few rich and affluent and adventurous people. But now, in modern days, tourism is the wide and far-reaching parameter. In the earlier days, what used to happen? People who are rich, they have enough money, so they have the desire to move from one place to other place because they want to spend their money to enjoy the life. So it is categorized within few rich, affluent, and adventurous people. But now that is not considered anymore. Now in modern days, for everyone it is applicable, and they are trying to enjoy their time, because nowadays we are so totally packed in our daily life, daily workload. So we want to give some time, some space, we want to relax sometimes. So tourism is the only one way, it's the only one process where we can enjoy some of our valuable time. We can spend some quality time with family, with friends, out of your daily schedule life. So tourism is the wide and far-reaching parameter now. Now it has become a parameter and has become a basic and most desirable human activity. Most desirable. Each and every person wants to go out of the place. And last 2 years, how we are suffering. We are totally into the one room like that, one house. So starting from the small kids till the old age people, they are totally into a very trauma. They wanted to come out of their home. They wanted to move around, to have some relaxed time, because that pandemic has given a lot of learning process to us how to live our life. Now they want freedom. Now the schools have opened. The kids are so happy to go to school. In early time, previous time, before 2 years, small kids used to cry that we will not go to school. But now, after this 2 years time, they spend inside the house in one room, sitting in front of the laptop or mobile, doing online classes. They are so tired of. They wanted to go to school to meet their friends personally, because that is their own enjoyment, that is their own relaxation. So like that, every person in this world, no matter rich or poor, so they want to spend most desirable human activity, deserving the praise and encouragement of all the people and all the government. So tourism can be possible and can be more adventurous, more leisure activity, more pleasure activity, if all will participate. All will participate, the host people, the tourists, the government, non-government organizations, all will participate together to make this industry happy and one successful industry. So next, definition of the tourism. There are certain definitions are there. Different literature, we have collected some definitions. So it is a highly complex phenomenon. So tourism can be defined in many ways. You can define the tourism in your own experience. What tourism, that somebody told in the initial what tourism she understood. You can define the tourism also the way you experience tourism industry. So some people, some books, some literatures, we have already collected some definitions. So you can go through that. So according to World Tourism Organization 1993, tourism can be defined as the activities of persons traveling and staying in places outside their usual environment for not more than one consecutive year for leisure, business, and other purposes. So what this meaning? According to World Tourism Organization, tourism can be defined as the activities of persons. As I told you, EGIM, that means activities. The performance, your participation in the tourism process. So the activities of persons or people, you can say, traveling and staying in places outside their usual environment for not more than one consecutive year. That is for the meant for leisure activities, business activities, and other purposes. Whatever the purpose may be, but your period criteria is there. Okay, and the UNWT, United Nations World Tourism Organizations, that what it is defining, defines tourists as people who travel to and stay in places outside their usual environment for not more than one consecutive year for leisure, business, and other purposes, and not related to the exercise of an activity remunerated from within the places visited. What is that again comes? Any activity you can say, but here they are mentioning there should not be any activity related to the remuneration part. That means you are not going to a place to get some money from income purposes, for job purposes. If you are leaving your place and joining other place, staying out of your own country or own place for getting some money, monetary activity, then you are not called as a tourist. You are not called as, because you are going for work permit. You are going for the work, not to enjoy the life, not to enjoy your leisure time, not to get relaxation from your leisure time. That's why when some remuneration activities is involved, if you are going for the income purpose, then you are not called as a tourist, and you are not participating in tourism industry. Whatever activities you are doing in order to get some income and for your own settlement, not for the tourism activities. That's why that remuneration part is now out of that process. So according to Tourism Society of Britain, tourism is the temporary short period movement of people. It is the temporary and short period movement, not this permanent. You have to go, stay some days, you have to come back. A temporary short period movement of people to destination outside the places where they normally live, work, and perform activities during the stay at these destinations. This definition includes the movement of people for all purposes. Here they have included all the purposes, even if remuneration purposes also. Suppose you all belong to different places. That is your hometown. Or maybe your workplace also, you are studying there, you are staying there. But when you are leaving that place and going to other places for work, to perform activities during the stay at this destination. Suppose somebody is staying in Aurangabad, somebody is staying in Goa, somebody is staying in Lucknow, somebody is staying in Mumbai. So when people who are staying in Mumbai, they are leaving Mumbai and going to other places, staying there, enjoying their time, they are spending some quality time, getting some refreshment, coming back. So they can call it tourist. So when you are living for long time one place, maybe your hometown also or in other workplace, and after that process you are going somewhere for some days, you are coming back but performing some activities, then also you can call be as a tourist according to the Tourism Society of the Britain. So Macmillan Dictionary defines tourism as the business of providing services for people who are traveling for their holiday. So again, they have come back. No, remuneration activity is not included, because if you will go for the remuneration activities, your whole the concentration will go to how to complete your work, how to complete your assignment, so that you cannot enjoy your free time. That's why that part is ignored. So again, Macmillan Dictionary, they are defined tourism as the business of providing services for people. Again, one new term here come, services for people who are traveling for their holiday. So holiday and services. The OECD Glossary of Statistical Terms define tourism as the activities of a person traveling to and staying in places outside their usual environment for not more than one consecutive year for leisure, business, and other purposes not related to the exercise of an activity remunerated from within the place visited. Again, they have discussing remuneration should not be there. Because if the remuneration part, income source, then you are going for the job in search of work. You are not going in search of the pleasure for relaxation. Okay, that's why they have also ignored the remuneration activity should not be involved. Because see, if remuneration activity will be included, then most of the time you will go for your job, assignment, work pressure. So how you will spend your time in the tourism activities for relaxation, for pleasure, for leisure? That's why some of the definitions are ignoring the remuneration activities. In modern days, now, what we are feeling, tourism is the act and process of spending time. Tourism is the act, it is a action, it is a process of spending some quality time away from the home in pursuit of recreation, relaxation, and pleasure, while making use of the commercial provision of the services. So now the modern tourism concept has come. It is action. How we are doing a lot of activities, it is also action you are doing. And process of spending time. Spending time is most important because hardly nowadays we are so packed in our daily routine life. We are having any time for our family member also, for our friends also. So because we are so busy from the morning to evening in all the other activities, including your remuneration part. That's why now modern people want some time, quality time with their family, with their friends, with the kids, with their father, mother, parents. Okay, so this is the action. You are taking participation. And the process of spending time away from home in pursuit of recreation. Recreation means you have to recreate your energy. Whatever the energy you lost, whatever the mentally, physically, that stress level is there. So you are tired of, you are very bored doing the same job regularly. So you have to recreate your energy. You have already spent, so you have to recreate your energy. How you can recreate your energy? How you can recreate energy? Simply eating food is recreation of energy, is not part that. Recreation of energy means mentally peace. You have to get your mentally refreshment. So now you feel like very active to go back to your work. So you have to recreate yourself. Recreation, relaxation. This recreation you can take participative yoga, meditation, some adventurous activities, something out of your normal life, normal work, some excitement work, some excited, some adventurous work. Relaxation, you you're feeling physically, mentally, you are feeling very relaxed. So that way you are getting more energy back and pleasure. You will feel satisfied at the place. You are getting more pleasure while making use of the commercial provision of the services. So what are the provision of services? Like anyone can tell me what are the who are the organizations participating in the tourism industry to make happening? What are the organizations who are making the tourism industry success? They are jointly together making the tourism industry. Yes, anyone?
It's one of it is ASI, Archaeological Survey, that make them give the notification of heritage and throughout that.
Okay. But how, suppose you are going to a place, what is the first priority? How you
Uh,
feel safe in the
hotel,
outside place?
hotel industry and
You want
the
a better comfort place.
transportation industry.
Yes. You are right. So first preference you are giving how to go to that place, right? What is the mode of the transport? Safely you can reach to the place. This is the first. Second, where to stay? Because you are going to a new place, unknown place, strange people, strangers are there. So how to stay safely? So you are finding an accommodation. That is hotels, many hotels are there, motels are there, lodging houses are there, guest houses are there. So as per our budget planning, we are selecting a place. Then what else? What to eat? Because this is not your home. You are leaving your hometown. So you have to take care of your health also properly because nobody is going to look after there. You are at a very distant place, new place. That's why you are looking after good food, right? So you are planning something. What are the foods you are going to eat at outside place so that you will be healthy? So these three things over: transportation, accommodation, and your fooding part. After that, what else you will require to a place in a place?
Healthcare.
Activity.
medical.
Healthcare. Okay, so you are very taking precautions about the whole healthcare. So you are selecting a place where all the infrastructure, superstructure facilities are there. Immediately you can get any help, right? Then what to see, where to visit, where to roam, how to spend time there, what are the new things you want to enjoy, right? What are the new areas you have to visit? So you are seeing in the movies, in the different types of the videos, you are seeing a lot of new advertisements, new places. It is increasing our appetite to go to a place. Like the appetite, how you are getting, seeing the food to eat, no, like this. So you are seeing a lot of promotion in the TV, in the movies, new places. So that creating appetite in your mind. Suppose I should I go to that place with my family, with my friend to enjoy the place? What is the beauty of this place? So unless until physically you move to a place, seeing only, you cannot realize, you cannot experience that place. So physical movement is more important in the tourism industry, right? So first to transportation, then accommodation, then your fooding, then your healthcare safety, then you are trying to find out the place which is full of the new activities, new places. Like suppose you are planning to go to Agra. Why? What attract you to go to Agra? Taj Mahal, Agra Port. Suppose you are planning to go to Mumbai. A lot of things are there to see in the Mumbai. So first, before making a plan, you are selecting a place which is full of the attractions. So these are the attractions. So all these people, if they will not participate, like a transportation industry, hotel industry or accommodation industry, you can say, or your restaurant and food services. So if they are not there, so can you make your tourism in activities happy? No, you cannot complete your tourism activity. So these are giving you services. These are called the participators. They are making the organizers. They are the organizers who are providing and making your tour very successful. Without these facilities, hardly any people will be interested to go to a place in modern days now, because we are in a comfort zone always. We want the same comfortability at a place where you are going. Okay, so tourism is a product of modern social arrangement. What are the things now we discuss, starting from the transportation, accommodation, travel agency, tour operators who are helping us to make a ticket booking, then your sightseeing program, hotel industry, they are called the social arrangements. And these arrangements will only enable you to complete your tourism process. Okay, got it? Next is your, now we are going back to the how the tourism concept was created. This is the definition what we discussed. Now we'll go back to the story or to the concept, how the historical prosperities of the tourism and how the tourism, the concept has come to the mind of the people. So tourism in its modern form is not the same as travels of the early periods of human history. How it is now tourism industry, no? A small kid also, if you ask, he wants to go to a place where he likes to go. So that time it was not like that. In like the, this is the modern form, everybody knows what is the tourism, how to move, where to go. But in the early days, the travel of the early periods of human history, travel is as old as mankind on the earth. Travel is as old as the mankind on the earth. Initially, the man used to roam around in search of food, shelter, security, safety, and better habitat. Can you tell me, are you able to understand full English, or I should use some Hindi words in between also if you are not able to understand? Is this language okay, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So tourism is as old as mankind in the earth, on the earth. So initially, the man used to roam around in search of food, shelter, security, safety, and better habitat. So if you go back to old story, that time, so when the man was not in proper in our shape, our look, they are like the chimpanzee, monkeys. So in that time, आदि मानव जिसको बोलते हैं हम लोग, in that period, some of them used to roam around in search of food. कहाँ अच्छा खाना मिलेगा? In search of shelter, कहाँ रहने के लिए अच्छा जगह मिलेगा? Means because that time they used to stay in the jungles with the help of the trees. तो कहाँ अच्छे से रह सकते हैं? Or else making the holes inside the hills, mountains like the caves. So कहाँ जाएंगे तो हमको खाना भी मिलेगा, रहने के लिए जगह भी मिलेगा, एंड आवर लाइफ विल बी मोर सिक्योर. कहाँ पर लाइफ के लिए कोई डेंजर नहीं है. सिक्योरिटी एंड सेफ्टी एंड बेटर हैबिटेट. So where they will stay in a without fear, in a better way, without fear. They feel that. So they used to travel. That time also they used to roam. They used to roam here and there. कहीं पर भी निकल पड़ते थे in search of food, जहाँ पर खाना मिलेगा. Food, shelter, रहने के लिए जहाँ पर भी जाते थे खाना मिला तो they will try to make a home. कुछ नहीं, लकड़ी बांध के भी घर बनाते थे. ओके, नहीं तो कहीं पर देखते थे कि पहाड़ियों के अंदर कहीं पर छोटा जगह है तो वहां पर भी रुक जाते थे, स्मॉल स्मॉल केव्स बना के. सो सेफ्टी, बिकॉज दे वांटेड नथिंग एल्स वाज द रिक्वायरमेंट, फूड, शेल्टर एंड सेफ्टी, लाइफ सेफ्टी, जहाँ पर कोई भी डर नहीं रहता था. हाउएवर इन कोर्स ऑफ टाइम such movements were transformed into wanderlust. So धीरे धीरे क्या हुआ, ये जो in search of food, shelter, slowly it was movement was transformed into the wanderlust, to see the new things, to invent the new places, to enjoy the beauty of the places. They started roaming from one place to other place, and because that old days where Homo erectus, that is called the Homo erectus, they used to move for the food, shelter, but now the mankind, the human life is totally different. It's a new angle, new directions we are living. There is no comparison at all also. You cannot think of that life. So slowly the transformation. You can see our previous generation, our father, mother, then their previous generation, our grandparents, how they used to live. What was their thought? That is no more with us. Because our lifestyle, our living pattern, our food habit, our culture is totally changed. Because slowly, as per the time passes, this is the new transformation takes place, going through the scenario, environment impact, scenario, surroundings. Okay. So now it becomes the different wanderlust. So in Sanskrit, tourism is explained in 3 terms. क्या क्या टर्म है वो? पर्यटन, देशाटन एंड तीर्थाटन. 3 things यहाँ, पर्यटन, देशाटन and तीर्थाटन. पर्यटन means leaving one's residence to travel for the sake of the rest and for seeking the knowledge. So you are leaving, what we discussed already, you are leaving your own place. आप अपना घर छोड़ के जाते हो to travel for the sake of the rest and for seeking knowledge. So initially Huensa, Khaiyan, आप लोगों ने नाम सुना होगा हिस्ट्री में, दार्शनिक, they are the historians. So they used to travel to acquire knowledge. They used to move from one place to other place to acquire knowledge. If you go back to the Buddhism and the Mahavir, Jain, so in that story, the Lord Gautam Buddha used to travel from one place to other place to get some knowledge and to create awareness among the people about the life, how to get peace in the life. So he used to live in one place. After certain days, when he will get some disciples, some motivators, some influencers, after that he used to go to other places. Throughout his life, he was not in one place. He used to travel because that time traveling was for the sake of the rest and for seeking the knowledge. They want to acquire knowledge. He used to say always, Gautam Buddha used to say always that we should acquire as much as knowledge, because he became Buddha after enlightenment, when he got some knowledge, and he was a very highly sophisticated. He was staying in a palace. He was the prince, but he left because his appetite was to acquire knowledge, to understand the life, scenario. What is this world is? Why the people are fighting with each other for property? What is their mindset? Who is God? What is the end of the life? So all this information was always hitting his mind. So he left his palace. He did not like that princess, that kingdom. He left everything, his family also, his small child also, everything he left, and he traveled to seek of the knowledge. So Paryatan was that time seeking the knowledge purpose, leaving one residence to travel for the sake of the rest and for seeking knowledge. In that कमिंग बैक वाज नॉट देयर. जो जाते थे कभी कभी वो वापस भी नहीं आते थे. आ गए तो अच्छी बात है, लेकिन कभी कभी वापस भी नहीं आते थे. And I think in that whole the concept, Gautam Buddha was only back to his place once or twice in life. So this was the seek of the knowledge. So many historians are there. When Phaiwan, who are the historians, they used to travel from their country to other country, in order to seek some information, some knowledge, to see the world, to understand the world. Next is your Desaturn. What is Desaturn means? Desaturn means traveling for economic benefits. So when economic benefit was added, because you are not getting proper habitation process, you are not getting proper income sources, your life is not happening properly because of the lack of the money. In that case, what used to happen? For economic benefits, they used to go from one place to other place. They used to travel in search of the, you can say now you're saying the job, people are traveling to different country. IT industry is giving the scope people for the training, for other purposes to different country. That was an honor for me, honor for us that, oh, my brother, my sister, my family, some member has gone to foreign country. But that time also it was there. This is nothing new here. That time also people used to go from one place to other places. एक जगह छोड़ के दूसरी जगह पे जाते थे, एक राज्य छोड़ के दूसरे राज्य पे जाते थे. किसके लिए? इनकम के लिए, इनकम सोर्स के लिए, उपार्जन के लिए. Okay, because their life was stopped, so they wanted some money, so that for a survival, minimum survival of the life, food, shelter, and your clothes. So that time also it was happening, but the process was different. Our thought process was different, our movement process was different, our requirement has increased in a different way. But same thing was happening that time also. Tirthaton. Tirthaton means traveling for religious purposes. You have heard many times people used to go. अभी भी जा रहे हैं लोग, हरिद्वार जा रहे हैं, बद्रीनाथ जा रहे हैं, केदारनाथ जा रहे हैं, वैष्णो देवी दर्शन के लिए जा रहे हैं, अमरनाथ यात्रा हो रहा है, आजकल भी हो रहा है. That time also people used to go. That time people used to go in the numbers, in the group. अगर आपने कभी सुना होगा आपकी परिवार की, मतलब आपकी फैमिली की कोई elders, forefather, they might have gone in a group to visit the different, that is Tirtha Jatra. They used to go for month and month for the Tirtha Jatra in the groups. So that time also it was happening, which is called Tirthatam. That is the inspiration, that influence, that motivation was because of the worshipping God. Who have the belief in God, they wanted to get some peace in the old ages. They want to sacrifice the life, surrender the life in front of the God. So that time they used to travel for religious purposes, means to the pilgrim places. Gaya they used to go. They used to go to the Ganga Sagar Mela. So they used to go according to their own budget, their own lifestyle. They will make a group. They used to travel. They have their own life, have own fun. They used to say that, okay, Muslim also go Makkah Masjid. They used to go. So like this also, every religion people, in order to respect religion, वो different जगह पे जाते थे. अभी भी जा रहे हैं, लेकिन that time it was the only one way to get pleasure for that group of people, because group people's life at different stages. Different stages. Childhood, when we don't know anything, we're totally dependent on our parents. Then we are young age. So now we started realizing what this society is. We are able to take our decision. Then one stage comes when we become the head of the family, we become the father of the family or mother of the family to take care of our own kids. That time we are busy with the income sources so that we can feed them properly, we can educate them properly. Then old age came, where you are no more in the job, now you want to go to you want to enjoy the life last stage. So that in that stage, that time also people used to go for religious purposes. Now also people are thinking to participate in the religious activity. So in Sanskrit, it was there 3 terms: Paryatan, Desaturn, and Tirthaturn. So travel began in the prehistoric times. Travel began not now, prehistoric times. But tourism is a recent phenomenon. That concept, tourism and travel, just differentiate. Travel in the prehistoric times, but tourism is a recent phenomenon. It's the additional phenomenon, you can say, the modern phenomenon after industrial period. When the growth of the industrial period there, जब इंडस्ट्रीज वेयर इनटू द जूम, मशरूमिंग एवरीवेयर, अभी जितना इंडस्ट्री है जो हमको जॉब भी देता है, ग्रोथ भी देता है कंट्री को इन द मॉडर्न लैंग्वेज. सो tourism is the recent concept. The historical development of travel can be explained as prehistoric period travel, ancient time travel, middle age or dark tourism, renaissance period tourism, industrial period tourism and modern tourism. So अगर आप शुरू से काउंट करोगे तो स्टेजेस और फेजेस ऑफ द टूरिज्म ग्रोथ, सो इसको भी डिवाइड किया जाता है एज पर द हिस्टोरिकल डेवलपमेंट. Prehistoric period travel, when history was not written, that time no language of the expression was there properly, no document you will find properly written which will tell about that particular society, that particular community. So it is prehistoric period travel. That time what I told you, that the home erectors, they used to search of the food, shelter. They don't understand anything, they are not in proper attire also, no clothes in their body. So only they know what to eat because they are hungry. They want to feed something. So they are eating like the trees also, that unknown leaves also, whatever the food they used to get, fruits, vegetables in the jungles, that. And they used to go around all the places in order to search up the food. And they used to stay there. Wherever they will find a good accommodation, safety accommodation, they live for some days. After, they are not constant, their life was not constant. Again, they will go once that place is empty with the food and facilities, again they will go to other places. In ancient time travel, when the ancient growth has happened, people started little bit developed. People started developed in the ancient time travel, that we study in the ancient history. Middle ages or dark tourism. Then the middle has come, the tourism has already picked the time. And after certain days, when the Rome was in the high peak period, but the dark tourism happened when in between some period, the tourism industry collapsed. That country was collapsed because of the different activity, different issues, which that period was called the dark tourism. That period was called the dark tourism. I'm just giving some introduction here. In details, we'll study in the further. So Renaissance period tourism. Renaissance period tourism, again you are coming back. Again, the tourism industry is little bit growing, and people started sending the people to different country for education purpose also. And when they used to go to different country, they used to be accompanied by the one tutor also. One tutor also who is going to teach them there also. They like live teaching process. They used to take them, they will stay there with the scholarship basis for 2 to 3 years, not for 1 year, 2 to 3 years. And they used to stay there, go get education and get some information. After that, they will go for the research of that development of the area. So slowly again started increasing the and development of the tourism industry. Industrial period tourism. Then now the industry is picked up. Different, because our country, the world is full of the resources. Not only our country, whole world is full of the resources. So to utilize the resources, we need to develop industries. The raw materials would be converted into the finished product, because slowly when people started growing mentally and physically and educationally and socially, politically also, then their requirements started increasing. You can also find a difference. अभी भी आप लोग देख सकते हो, आप लोग का जो रिक्वायरमेंट है वो हम लोगों को पेरेंट्स का नहीं था, और आगे भी हमारे किड्स का रिक्वायरमेंट भी अलग हो जाता है, क्योंकि सिचुएशन डे टू डे चेंजेस, ये सराउंडिंग चेंज होता है. कंप्यूटर क्या है हमको पता नहीं था कुछ साल पहले, मतलब हमारे फादर को पता भी नहीं था, लेकिन अभी बिना कंप्यूटर, बिना मोबाइल की हमारा लाइफ जैसे लगता है वी आर हैंडीकैप. सो दिस डेवलपमेंट ऑलवेज ब्रिंग सम अदर थिंग्स, side by side. Some negative point also attached with that. When we are thinking, we are developing in one way, but other part also, their importance is decreasing. So this industrial period tourism happened when the industrial growth happened. People started to leaving the rural area, they started going to the urban area. गांव छोड़ के वो शहर जाने लगे in search of the job, income purpose, because the industry grown. और इंडस्ट्री कैसे चलेगा बिना मैन पावर की, बिकॉज कोई भी इंडस्ट्री चलाने के लिए रिसोर्सेज की आवश्यकता है. व्हाट आर द रिसोर्सेज आर देयर? there are, we used to say M vitamins. M vitamins क्या होता है? Money, material, manpower and machinery. Without money, no industry can build up. This is the capital money. Manpower, material. For the production purpose, you require the raw material. So material is most important. If there is no metal, how will produce the new things? Because that is the ingredient of that. Machineries. We require machineries to convert the raw material into the finished product. That's why industries was growing. Then, after all these resources, who will utilize? Who will operate? Manpower. So human being, who that the employees of the company now. So that time the human being, they are the main resources. So you have everything. आपके पास सब कुछ है, लेकिन आपके पास manpower नहीं है, तो company बंद पड़ेगा. इसीलिए, so these 4 resources are there. And this industrial period tourism when started, people left their hometown, rural areas or less developed areas to the developed area जहाँ पर industry का growth शुरू हो गया, in search of the good income sources, so that for the betterment of the life. So industrial period tourism also, they have included as the business tourism, industrial period tourism. Then modern tourism. Modern tourism means after industrial, the modern days, the growing up. Now whatever you are realizing, part of the process, जो आप सोचते हो कि एक जगह छोड़ के दूसरी जगह पे जाएं, कुछ टाइम अपने फ्रेंड लोगों के साथ बिताए, कभी कभी ऐसा नहीं लगता है दिन भर हम टायर्ड हो गए, चलो इवनिंग को कहीं जाते हैं वॉक पे, कोई लॉन्ग ड्राइव पे जाते हैं, कहीं पर जाके थोड़ा टाइम स्पेंड कर जाते हैं. संडेज ऑल्सो, सैटरडे और संडे वीकेंड, चलो फैमिली के साथ कहीं बाहर जाते हैं. क्यों? बिकॉज वी वांट मेंटली सम satisfaction, mentally and physically some relaxation. So that is called the modern tourism. Now each and every day we are planning something, how to spend, and we are making budget also. You know, some communities are there still, so they will make the budget कि मेरा जो इतना इनकम हो रहा है, some percent of income, 5%, 10% of income, 5%, at least if I will save per month, so annually once I can go to any new place with my family, with this money I can spend. That becomes the, now it will become the passion of the everybody to participate in the tourism industry, to get some enjoyment in the life. They are making a budget, small budget every month, and that budget when becomes the big amount, they are going for like any winter period or any period they are finding time to do. So this is called modern tourism. Now in our budget, tourism has taken a new shape. हमारे बजट में जैसे हम फूड के लिए रखते हैं कुछ अमाउंट, एजुकेशन के लिए रखते हैं, हेल्थ केयर के लिए रखते हैं, और कुछ अदर पर्पज के रखते हैं. लाइक दैट ऑल्सो पीपल स्टार्टेड सेविंग मनी, सम ऑफ द परसेंटेज ऑफ their family income, small amount for the tourism purpose, so that at least once in a time, once in a year, they could take their family for a certain new places to enjoy the places, to have a quality time at the place. So that has become the part of the modern tourism. So modern tourism has become one organ of our planning, family issues, organ of our family expenditure, organ of our family how means family के अंदर आ गया है, अभी हमारे बजट के अंदर आ गया है कि हम इतना सेव करेंगे तो कुछ मनी अक्यूमुलेट होगा, तो हम लोग कहीं इस साल में एक बार जा सकते हैं. दिस इज द नाउ क्रेज, expectation of each and everybody, how to spend a quality time with the family or friends at the end of the year, so that we will get some relaxation, recreation, peace in the life. So these are the things what the tourism and travel industry began. So first we will discuss prehistory period travel. ये जो prehistory period travel क्या होता है? Homo erectus used to travel before 20,000 years ago. 20,000 years ago, in search of food, escape enemies, expand territory and search of warmth, not for leisure. So that time उनके पास leisure नाम का कोई चीज नहीं था. Only as I told you, for life survival, basic requirement of the life, basic needs of the life, 3 needs: food, safety, shelter, and that time cloth was not that much important. As I told you, they don't know how to wear the clothes. तो there था कि escape enemy, हम कहाँ पर सेफ रह सकते हैं, एक ऐसे निरापद जगह पे जाना चाहिए जहाँ पर हमारा लाइफ पर कोई डेंजर नहीं है, कोई नहीं अटैक करने के लिए. तो खाना भी मिलेगा हमको, क्योंकि वहां पर उस टाइम पे देयर इज नो चॉइस ऑफ द फूड. Whatever they will get, they will eat. They are feeling hungry, they'll get and they'll eat it. So some food they feel very tasty. Some fruits, vegetables, what they used to use the raw vegetables, also natural growth in the jungles. That time, what is the cultivation process? Nothing was there. No? What is naturally grow that they will eat. Escape enemies. No enemies should be there. Our life will be safe. Expand territory and search of warmth means expand the territory, shelter. They can have their own community. They can have their own area to stay. Not for leisure. वो leisure की बात को समझता भी नहीं था उस टाइम पे. There was no matter of the leisure. Ancient time travel, what happened? In the period of 3000 BC, travel was confined around Europe, Middle East, North America, and North Africa. The Greek traveled to participate in religious festivals. The Greek was the country who invented all these activities. They traveled to participate in religious festivals to the sites of the healing church. So they started participating in religious activities. By then, Egyptians developed ancient pyramids. You know, Egypt is famous for the pyramids, art buildings and museums. Art buildings and museum, and many religious festivals So at that time, pyramid was the one attraction that time. One that was the burials, but they used to bury the deads. But that time it was attraction, religious festival. And many religious activities were happening and many religious festivals which attracted many visitors. They used to perform many religious festivals which attracted many visitors. So in 18th century, people used to travel for military. In 8th century. In 8th century, people used to travel for a military and administrative purpose. Now we started growing our compound, our campus, our territory increased. So there is safety for purpose. We developed the military force. So military force to be administered properly for the development of country, administrative purpose, and travel was became organized. Previously, it was very unorganized. People used to go, come like that. But now, because of military and administrative purpose, the travel was became organized, very organized in a planned way. Where to move, when to move, how many people to move, what are the jobs they are going to perform. All this very organized with an exit permission. That time also they started with the exit permission. We are leaving. एक जगह छोड़ के दूसरी जगह पे जा रहे हैं तो एग्जिट परमिशन दे हैव टू टेकन अप जैसे गेट पास मिलता है ना लाइक दैट एग्जिट परमिशन टू लीव बाय पेइंग मनी कैसे परमिशन मिलेगा आपको दैट टाइम बाय पेइंग मनी एंड मनी वाज डेवलप्ड ड्यूरिंग 8th century also the money now the transaction we are making no through the exchange value of money but previously what barter system was there if you want something from others, you have to give some product and you have to, in exchange of that, you have to take some product. If you want rice, if you have the oil, give oil, they will give you rice. Like that barter system was there, exchange system, goods exchange system. But slowly, they wanted, जब goods exchange system हो रहा था क्या हो रहा था उसमें कुछ benefit भी होता था कुछ loss भी होता था सपोज आपको 1 kg राइस चाहिए या 2 kg राइस चाहिए आपको ज्यादा ऑयल देना पड़ता था तो इसमें क्या होता था कि कोई लॉस में रहता था कोई गेन में रहता था तो दैट वाज नॉट प्रॉपर वैल्यू सिस्टम नो मेजरमेंट प्रॉपर सिस्टम so slowly in order to satisfy all these things one medium was developed one medium exchange medium was developed that is called the money that time on 8th century money was developed there was a commercialized travel along the ocean called Indus Valley civilization. So after the ancient time, so one really developed society or history or you can say civilization was the commercial travel along the ocean called Indus Valley civilization. आप लोगों ने मोहनजोदड़ो हड़प्पा ये सब सुना होगा हड़प्पा and मोहनजोदड़ो that was the Indus civilization period. That was the real development of the Indus civilization period on the coastal, not the coastal, on the bank of the rivers. That we'll discuss in the history. So that is the time when money was developed and people used to travel in a very organized way, proper process. Organized way means proper process. So they need that to leave the place or to enter to other place, they have to take the permission. that certificate or permission, you can say. And how is to get the permission certificate? By paying the exchange value money, which was recently developed by them. Then the Roman developed tourism. What is this? Can you say me? Anyone? Why this picture? What this picture? What this picture signifies? Is it clear?
Pyramid.
Pyramid, yes, right. So this was that time the attraction. Then Roman developed tourism to travel Egypt, because that was the main attraction that time. The Roman developed tourism to travel. Rome country has a very important role in history. So whenever you are saying no, Rome is not built in one day. Rome is not built in one day. Always Rome, in history, Rome played a major role for the development process. So there is the quotation also in the name of the Rome country. So then Rome was developed tourism to travel. Egypt to see pyramids. That time people used to love to go and enjoy the pyramids. And other wonders like Hanging Garden of the Babylon, statues of King Jesus in Greece. During those periods, Olympia was also another attraction that attracted visitors to participate in sports activities. That time, Olympic, have you heard about this? Olympics, games, sports. Previously, it was happening very quickly and very frequently. Nowadays, it is not, but it's happening. So during that period, Olympia, that sports activities, game activity was developed, which was another attraction for the people, for the you can say the visitors to participate in sports activity who are really sportsmen. They have the interest, because everybody has different interests. Some are interested in only leisure activities, going to historical places, enjoying the history. Enjoying, some are having the cultural activities interest to enjoy the culture, lifestyle of the other people in the society. Some are having religious interest. So interest differs from person to person. एक फैमिली में भी बहुत सारे लोगों का इंटरेस्ट अलग होता है, इसलिए काफी टाइम कॉन्फ्लिक्ट भी होता है, कंफ्यूजन होता है सॉरी कि कहां पर चले हम लोग घूमने के लिए. तो एक्सक्यूज मी. So during those period, Olympia was also another attraction which attracted visitors to participate in sports activities. Like wrestling, magic art, dancing, and other competitions. Any of you have visited any Olympic show when it was happening in India, any part? Have you seen that how they used to play, how they used to do Olympics, the sports activities? The rope, they're dancing, they're hanging, they're walking on the rope, all these adventurous activities they used to do. Then it was also wrestling, magic art, swimming, all this now it was introduced. So that time people who are very interested to participate in sports activities, they are also getting the energy, influence, motivation to go. Wrestling, magic art, dancing and other competitions. So meanwhile what happened? People started visiting Britain. उस टाइम क्या हुआ? People started visiting Britain after the development of British sea bath, which was accommodation facility with medical value to the cure diseases. So उनका क्या होता था, जब मेडिकल accommodation भी देते थे और medical value to different diseases create होता था, तो that was the place to cure the medical value. So the form of travel was water transport. वहां पर पहले तो हम लोगों का एक दूसरे कंट्री में जाने के लिए we were requiring the water transport. Okay, no other transport was developed that time, only the water transport by sea. After the ocean developed the sea, जब ship development हुआ तो travel was water transport. And compass to, sorry, that is the compass, it's wrong, it is compass to show. They used to carry compass to show the directions, where to, which directions to go, which directions not to go. So they used to compass and with the ocean travel like transportation with the help of the sea. Then there was development. Now also some people love to travel and the sea also, ship also. But there was development of the road transport. Then slowly what happened when the requirement developed, because ship transportation is always not safe. If there is some natural calamities, some problem happens, and it used to take long period to travel, because according to the climatic condition they have to move. They cannot start anytime anywhere. So it takes very long time to reach to a place also. So slowly for fulfilling our demand, requirement, क्या होने लगा? डेवलपमेंट ऑफ रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट आ गया, रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट डेवलप हुआ एक जगह से अदर जगह पर बाय यूज ऑफ द कार्ट जैसे बुलक कार्ट, हॉर्स कार्ट, previously they used to have the horse cart, घोड़े की सवारी करके घोड़े जाते थे. So then people used to travel to Jerusalem and Bethlehem to spread Christianity. Then that time it was in the high, Jerusalem and the Bethlehem to spread Christianity. The religious came now. How slowly it is increasing, the developing. First, they used to travel Egypt to see the pyramids and other wonders. Then, for Olympic purpose, like to participate in the sports activities, different sports activities you are interested, wrestling, musical, dancing, and other competitions. And then, meanwhile, what happened? People started visiting Britain for the medical purposes. Then, that time only the water source was there, waterways were there to travel from one place to other place. But it was quite proved risky also as per our natural calamities, natural conditions. So climatic conditions. So then slowly, because of the demand of the people and the crowd increased to travel from one place to other place, so road transport was developed by use of the cart. That time road transport was the use of the cart. Sawari karte the. And people used to travel to Jerusalem and Bethlehem to spread of Christianity, to spread their Christianity, religious purpose. People used to travel from one place to other place. So ये जो डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है टूरिज्म इंडस्ट्री का, so suddenly there is no leisure point was here. How now the modern industry is slowly requirement के हिसाब से लोगों का डिमांड बढ़ता गया धीरे करके. So ये जो डेवलपमेंट आज हुआ है, it has crossed many other process, other requirement से शुरू हो के आज ये प्रोसेस बन गया है कि लीजर एक्टिविटी, प्लेजर एक्टिविटी, रिक्रिएशन एक्टिविटी में पहुंच गया है. एंड मिडिल एज डार्क टूरिज्म, मिडिल एज और डार्क टूरिज्म क्यों बोला जाता है इसको डार्क टूरिज्म? ड्यूरिंग 15th and 16th century there was collapse of the Roman Empire. I already told you Rome is always playing a major role in our history for all the development process. So 15th and 16th century में क्या हुआ? There was a collapse हो गया Roman Empire, and there was great insecurity in the world due to the fear. जब रोमन एम्पायर खत्म हो गया, कोलैप्स हो गया, तो लोगों के अंदर इनसिक्योरिटी फैल गया कि हमारा लाइफ भी डेंजर में आ गया है. क्यों? कुछ ना कुछ तभी होता रहता था हिस्ट्री के हिसाब से. सो पीपल यूज्ड टू ट्रैवल रिलीजियस सेंटर्स, पीपल यूज्ड टू ट्रैवल रिलीजियस सेंटर्स टू अपीज गॉड. भगवान को प्रार्थना करने के लिए जाते थे, अपना जिंदगी बचाने के लिए, अपना सेफ्टी के लिए. बिकॉज वो लाइफ रोमन एम्पायर का इतना हरिबुल कंडीशन हुआ था. So within a overnight period, within 7 days, everything was finished up. So people started traveling. They are in very insecurity. So they started praying, travel religious centers. They started traveling religious centers to appeal to God. Please, God, save us. The main motivation of travel was religious activity. That was that time. जो इतना सारा कुछ हुआ था, पैंडेमिक हुआ था, ये सारी रोमन एम्पायर का abolishment हुआ था, destruction हुआ था. So people nothing they wanted the life to save. So main motivation of travel was religious activity to pray God. They used to travel to the different places. Muslims used to go to their place, Christians used to go to their God place, and Hindus used to travel. So like that they used to different places. That time also tourism was going on, travel was going on, not tourism concept, sorry, travel was going on with certain purposes. And hospitality facilities are established to provide accommodation. When people started traveling, so they have to stay somewhere to make their purpose satisfied. कहीं पर रहना चाहिए उन लोगों को, accommodation, because I already told in the beginning, accommodation was the first priority. So to provide accommodation on charitable offer. So उस टाइम पे क्या बोलते थे कि आज रिलीजियस प्लेसेस पे वहां पर जैसे सराय बोलते थे, ऐसे जगह पे छोटा घर बनाते थे यहाँ पर कुछ लोगों को रिलीजियस यात्री जो ट्रैवल करते जाते थे वो रात कहीं गुजारने के लिए. और खाना भी कुछ जो थे रिच पीपुल वो खाना भी देते थे फ्री में, क्योंकि वो यात्री लोग क्या करते थे, चलते जाते थे अपना रिलीजियस प्लेसेस को, पिलिग्रिम प्लेसेस को. तो रात कहीं पर काटने के लिए जगह पर सराय जैसा, धर्मशाला तो वो कंसेप्ट नहीं आता था उस टाइम पे, छोटा छोटा रूम रहते थे, घर ऐसा रहते थे जहाँ पर कुछ लोग रहते थे, रात गुजारते थे ऑन चैरिटेबल ऑफर, नो मनी, रात गुजारेंगे। कभी कभी लोग तो अपना साथ, वो लोग तो उस टाइम पे अपना खाना पीने का भी बंदोबस्त करके लेके जाते थे, साथ में कुछ कुछ कैरी करके लेके जाते थे, तो वहीं पर खाना बनाएंगे, खाएंगे, सोएंगे, उठेंगे, जाएंगे। तो ऐसा भी लाइफ वो करते थे टू रीच टू द डेस्टिनेशन ऑफ द रिलीजियस एक्टिविटी। तो नेक्स्ट इज जो रेनेसांस पीरियड, ये जो डार्क टूरिज्म क्यों बोला गया इसको, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे रोम एम्पायर डिमोलिश हुआ, because of that demolishment, so it was, the tourism industry was totally into the again down phase. People was very scared to live their life, so nothing apart from the religious activity they used to have. So that time it was the downfall of the tourism industry, what the growth was there little bit, that's why it's called the dark tourism, that period. So then renaissance period of tourism, धीरे धीरे फिर से रिवाइटल हुआ, जैसे री एनर्जी आता है ना, रिवाइटल पीरियड होता है, तो धीरे धीरे फिर से समय सुधरने लगा, लोगों का परिस्थिति सुधरने लगा। द पीरियड ऑफ 17th and 18th, वो जो डार्क टूरिज्म हुआ था 15th and 16th सेंचुरी का, धीरे धीरे क्या हुआ, 17th and 18th सेंचुरी आ गया, which is known as Renaissance or revival period of art and architecture. So अभी नया फेज आ गया, अभी क्या आ गया, आर्ट एंड आर्किटेक्चर, आर्ट एंड आर्किटेक्चर का न्यू फॉर्म आ गया। The tourism industry reached in a development stage by great invention of the architecture. So new invention आ गया, new art and architecture का प्रोसेस आ गया, लोगों ने नया चीज बनाने लगे, अपना जो कलाकारी, जो अपना स्किल, आर्ट स्किल, टैलेंट दिखाकर they started making the new things, man-made architecture, which is the construction of better style of hotels, construction of the better style of hotels and development of new towns. So ये जो डेवलपमेंट हुआ, लोगों को अकोमोडेट करने के लिए डिफरेंट न्यू होटल्स बनाए, और वो होटल्स में ही आपको आर्किटेक्चर दिखा, द कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ द होटल, द बिल्डिंग ऑफ द होटल, उसमें ही आर्किटेक्चर जो काम बनाया, कलाकारी बनाया, दिखाए, दैट वाज आल्सो अट्रैक्शन ऑफ दैट टाइम। आप लोगों ने सुना होगा, अभी भी पैलेसेस आर देयर, जब राजस्थान जयपुर जाओगे कि कहीं कहीं आप एथनिक सिटी जाओगी, वहां पर जो पुराना राजाओं का जो था पैलेसेस, दैट इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू द होटल नाउ, अभी वो सब हेरिटेज होटल में कन्वर्ट हुआ है। राजस्थान हो, जैसलमेर हो, उदयपुर हो, जयपुर हो, इन दोज एरियाज, that because Jaipur is purely a king's place, it was the heritage city, or you can say that it was the ethnic city. So वहां पर जो kingdom था उस time पे, that was the palace, they used to have a very nice beautiful palace full of the architecture. So to maintain the heritage, now these palaces are converted into the hotels, that has become the heritage hotels. So and people love to go there to understand the architecture that time. People, so they are not that much educated, but because of their skill, how they used to give new designs, new pattern, and for each and every design it is having a theme, it is having a story, it is reflecting the lifestyle, it is indicating you how they used to have the life that time. So the construction of the better style of hotels, because of the development of the tourism, as the crowd increases, as the crowd increase, the travelers increase. So to accommodate them, construction of the new better hotels was started with the new architecture. And development of the new towns also, like agriculture cities, commercial hotels were developed in those cities. Agriculture cities were also developed, where the agriculture was the focus to get food items, so that the foods can be supplied to the people. And it was the commercial hotels were developed in those cities. What is the commercial hotel? Commercial hotel means the hotels are situated at the hub of the city. The downtown area होता है ना, central place होता है, वहां पर जो hotels होता है, which is accessible to everywhere, quick accessible. आप वहीं से डायरेक्ट एयरपोर्ट भी जा सकते हो few minutes में, रेलवे स्टेशन भी जा सकते हो, बस स्टॉप भी जा सकते हो, and all the urbanization was there. जैसे different offices, central offices will be located nearer only. So commercial hotels are situated at the hub of the city. It is otherwise known as the business hotel also. Commercial hotels also otherwise known as the business hotels, where the mainly business people who are having the conference, seminars, and they used to stay in the commercial hotels. Why? Because It is easily accessible to everywhere. Any government offices, any railway station, to pick somebody, to reach somebody, they don't need to travel much more. So commercial hotels are always in big cities. You will find it located at the heart of the city. So commercial hotels are developed in those cities because to accommodate the people and fulfill their requirement. It was known as Grand Tour period. That period, the Renaissance period tourism was called as the Grand Tour period. Why it is called Grand Tour period? Because apart from these activities, also art and architecture, some other things also happened where the tourism industry was just blooming like anything. When the young scholars traveled to Britain for higher education, that time there is not what better scope was there in India or other part. So Britain was in a, you can say in the picture of the education hub. So the young scholars travel to Britain for higher education purpose. And with a scholarship grant for 3 years. They are taking the government of grant for 3 years accompanied by a tutor. Because when they'll go for education, somebody has to accompany them, and the one tutor was appointed with them, was accompanied by them, so that who will teach them there also. That is, they are going for the 3 years. The scholars used to end their education by spending time in understanding British culture and enjoying leisure activities or leisure services. So जो स्कॉलर जाते थे पढ़ाई के लिए, हाई स्टडी के लिए, सो उनका क्या था, हाउ दे एंड ऑफ द स्टडी, जिस पढ़ाई के लिए जाते थे वो तो करते थे, लेकिन एंडिंग जैसे आप लोगों को प्रोजेक्ट मिलता है, असाइनमेंट मिलता है एज पार्ट ऑफ द क्लाइमेटिक पार्ट ऑफ द योर एजुकेशन, कि आप लोग कितना भी आपने पढ़ाया है, व्हाट आर द समरी, एजुकेटिव समरी, what are the how much you understood in the level of the education, that you need to make a project. So like that also they are they are given the assignment that after you finish your normal education, what you have to do, you have to spend some time in understanding the British culture, and enjoying the leisure services what they are offering to the society. So then the tourism industry was into the heights. So by the mid of the 18th century, Thomas Cook, the person who is called the father of tourism industry, by the mid of the 18th century, the Thomas Cook established Cook Tour or early mass tourism. So Thomas Cook is known as the father of the tourism because he established the tour program, Cook Tour, as per his name, or early mass tourism. Mass means in a group. He organized a tourism program, traveling program in a small group of the people. Not small. His first organized tour was from the Leicester to the Luxembourg in 1841. In 1841, his organized tour was the Leicester to Luxembourg in 1841, covering a distance of 22 kilometers for 570 people. The first tour he made with the distance of the 22 kilometers. And what is the total group member there? 570 people. Because of his initiation, his contribution for the social tourism development, so he is known as the father of the tourism industry. And that he took the step in the 18th century. So how we are step by step we are coming. 15th and 14th, 16th century was the 14, 15 was the dark tourism. Then we came into the 17 and 18 was the grand tour. Suddenly the development happened. Many things came into the picture. Education, religious, art and architecture, accommodation development, agricultural cities were made. So many developments started together, one by one, because human desires are unlimited. Human wants are unlimited. So when they started growing, their wants become more and more. To satisfy their requirement, the society started developing. And for this development, all people contributed. So people started developing such a way. So that period was developed as a grand tour. And that period developed means now we are in the utmost developed time. So he is called, as the Thomas Cook was called the father of the tourism because of his contribution, because of his initiation, because of his process to establish the mass tourism development. So he conducted the Cook Tour with the people of the 570 in number, and covering the distance of the 22 kilometers in the year 1841. कहाँ से कहाँ तक गए थे? Leicester to the Luxembourg. He is the person, the great personality. You can find his piece anywhere if you discuss about the tourism industry. And these are the Thomas Cook. Now the Thomas Cook is the one of the largest, biggest, and world famous tourism organization. Cook Travel. So now is the industrial period of tourism. So it was industrial period tourism during 19th and 20th century. Next, agricultural cities grew, which was created in the year 18th century. That was now started growing to become industrial cities, creating large organization. Creating large organization means increasing the area, increasing the types of the activities, increasing the types of the industries, requiring large number of labors. Because I told you, manpower is the most important assets. Without manpower, without the resource, we cannot work single things also. The large number of laborers encouraging rural-urban migration. They used to in search of job for a better life. From the rural, people started migrating to the urban area. It provided scope to middle-class citizens. It provided very much scope to the middle-class citizens for growth. Being employed in industries. Being highly educated. Employed in industries, being highly educated. So slowly, when our rural people are going to urban area, so simply they cannot go. They have to learn something new. They have to learn something new to equip themselves with the urbanization. क्योंकि तरह बहुत फर्क रहता था जो रूरल में रहते थे urbanization से उनका सोच उनका लाइफस्टाइल बहुत डिफरेंस रहता था बहुत रूरल रहता था so it provided scope to middle class citizens for growth being employed in industries being highly educated so it is the being employed in industries being highly educated so due to industrialization invention of the technology was big so due to industrialization ये जो invention of the technology था was big like railway, steamships and automobiles and aircraft. So develop करने के लिए, grow करने के लिए जो requirement बढ़ता गया, so people started taking the new steps to employ this new requirement into the project. Because of the highly education, they wanted the educated people. Why education necessary? To increase your skill, working skill, to increase your knowledge of the work. So education was the only one source to increase your knowledge, enhance your learning process, to grow. That's why the industrial requirement showed the way. Industrialization showed the way to the citizens for growing mentally and physically. So due to industrialization, invention of the technology was picked. So how industrialization grow? Machinery development, and that machinery development is due to the technology development. So new technology was started. People started exercising in doing or in inventing the new technology, which was picked like railway, steamship, automobiles, aircraft, the tour operations, business, and that was developed encouraging the growth of the mass tourism. So it was developed in the growth of the mass tourism. See, nothing will be grow in one day. So this growth will be there slowly in the development process when your contribution, your participation, your growth level is there. If the people's interest is not there, their participation is not there, so nowhere you find the growth. So even if today the industry is growing, our technology is growing, education pattern is growing, because of people's participation. New people are having new ideas, new technical inventions. So that now this mobile itself is our world. This mobile itself has become our world. What not you are doing in the mobile? मोबाइल लेके आप पूरा सब कुछ ले सकते हो कोई भी चीज को ढूंढो आप इमीडिएटली इन द फिंगर टिप्स यू आर गेटिंग फूड रेसिपी से लेके आपका वर्ल्ड टूर से लेके एनी नॉलेज यू वांट टू एक्वायर सो दिस इज द इन्वेंशन ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी दैट टेक्नोलॉजी डेवलप बाय सम पीपल सो ये जो ग्रोथ हो रहा है टूरिज्म का कोई भी इंडस्ट्री का ग्रोथ हो रहा है बिकॉज ऑफ द पार्टिसिपेशन ऑफ द पीपल देयर इंटरेस्ट लेवल देयर growth level and their learning process. All these are making our इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोसेस एंड टूरिज्म प्रोसेस वेरी सक्सेसफुल. तो आज जो हम लोग टूरिज्म इंडस्ट्री पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं, ये तो बहुत लेटेस्ट एंड डेवलप्ड प्रोसेस है, बहुत लेटेस्ट एंड डेवलप्ड प्रोसेस है. सो इनिशियली ये जो हमने बात की, अभी डिस्कस किए, कैसे स्टेज बाय स्टेज टूरिज्म इंडस्ट्री डेवलप हुआ है. पहले ट्रैवल से शुरू होके सर्च ऑफ द फूड, they don't have any shelter, any accommodation, any food. Now we have only reached to the industrialization and invention of technology, and because of that, as we are enjoying railway services, aircraft, steams in aircraft from one country to other country, we are reaching in 2 to 3 hours or 5 hours. See how it is miracle. And that time when the ship was the first development process, waterways was the first development process, people used to take months and months to reach a place. महीना महीना लग जाता था एक जगह पहुंचने के लिए. और कभी कभी लोग पहुंच भी नहीं पाते थे. अगर कोई नेचुरल दुर्घटना हुआ, कैलेमिटी हुआ रास्ते में, तो वो शिप भी डूब जाता था. बट नाउ पहले से हमको हाईलाइट हो जाता है मेट्रोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट से कि आज ये होने वाला है, कैंसिल कर दो फ्लाइट. तो हम लोग पूरा प्रिकॉशन लेके जाते हैं. एवरीथिंग वाज प्री प्लान, एवरीथिंग वाज अंडर द प्रिकॉशन. So we are taking a very safe and comfortable journey now because of the slowly growth and because of the human participation. See, if the हम लोग अगर इंटरेस्ट देंगे तो आगे का जनरेशन भी और भी डेवलप प्रोसेस जाएंगे. ऐसे ही हमारे जो पूर्वज थे, पहला जनरेशन थे, हमारे फादर्स, फोर फादर्स, उन लोगों का जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है डेवलपमेंट के लिए, दैट कैन नॉट बी इग्नोर. दैट वाज कॉल्ड हिस्ट्री. उनका जो है, आपका खुद का परिवार की हो कि अपना कंट्री का कोई भी मेंबर हो, जैसे डेवलपमेंट के लिए प्रोसेस, जैसे थॉमस कुक फॉर एग्जांपल, ही वाज द मैन हु डेवलप्ड द टूर इंडस्ट्री. वो कंसेप्ट डेवलप किए कि एक ग्रुप को लेके कैसे एक जगह से दूसरी जगह को ट्रैवल कर सकते हैं. तो वो कंसेप्ट डेवलप होके नाउ इट वाज इनटू द अदर प्रोसेस. तो ऑल दिस कंट्रीब्यूशन, पार्टिसिपेशन ऑफ डिफरेंट पीपल एंड मेड आवर लाइफ सो इजी कि हम लोग इतना एंजॉय कर सकते हैं अपना कंफर्टेबल जोन में रहकर. So last is your modern tourism. We will discuss the point here only. So today, what modern tourism? That is a very wide scope. Today, tourism is a multifaceted activity due to involvement of many participants, like how I told you, participants, professionally trained organizers, rich market, technically developed accommodations, infrastructure, more enjoyable recreation, entertainment, and leisure activity, and many more. So it is declared as an industry due to its social economic contribution for development of society in terms of generating employment opportunities, infrastructure development, revenue to government, and increasing GDP, as well as encouraging the wholesaling, retailing, ground operation business. And due to globalization, modern tourism is also providing business scope. So many operators like principal suppliers, like hotels, restaurants, transporters, and tour operators, as well as travel organizations. So in our next session, we'll discuss very briefly all the words in this particular PPT, all the concept of the PPT. So anything you want to ask, you can ask now. Any information you want?
If there are any questions, most welcome. अगर किसी को कुछ पूछना है तो कृपया जरूर पूछिए.
और आज का सेशन आप लोगों को इट इज रियली अंडरस्टूड, यू ऑल अंडरस्टूड और नॉट, दैट आल्सो यू टेल, सो दैट आगे का भी हमारे सेशन भी और इंटरेस्टिंग बनाएंगे हम लोग.
जी ख्याति जी कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं?
जी सर, रूपाली मैम, आपने स्टार्टिंग में जब एक डेफिनेशंस की बात की थी टूरिज्म की, इट मेंशन दैट एनीवेयर more than 24 hours and less than 1 year. But in modern times, I think that definition has not changed. कि अब हम आधे दिन के tours and travels भी देखते हैं. मतलब उसे भी हम travel ही कहेंगे कि मतलब जैसे अभी यहाँ से हम मान लीजिए बड़ौदा में बैठे हैं या अहमदाबाद में बैठे हैं, वहां से स्टैचू ऑफ यूनिटी तक जा रहे हैं, जाके सुबह गए शाम में लौट आए. So that is not 24 hours.
No, that is not tourism activity. You are going to excursion. That definition is the excursion that we are going to discuss, that differentiation.
Okay.
So you are going for a excursion, picnic like that, because you are not overnighting there. Okay, so that concept is different from the tourism concept. That is called the excursion, or you can say as the picnic you are going. You are preparing your food, some stocks you are taking, you are eating there, enjoying some time and coming back. But tourism
Right.
means, are you participating any other activities? No, because your time period is very small, isn't it?
Mhm.
And to enjoy a place, कोई भी जगह को enjoy करने के लिए आपको really we require a lot of time. वो जगह को समझने के लिए, उसके हर एक पार्ट्स को अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए. तो ये जो आपने बोला ना, जैसे सुबह गए या दोपहर को निकले, आउटिंग किए, जस्ट कम बैक. So you can part of the excursion or picnic you are going. So tourism का concept जो है, you are not satisfying the more than 24 hours accommodation.
Okay. ठीक ठीक.
Any more? और किसी को कुछ पूछना है? If there is no any question, then अभी हम इसे close करें. Humbly thankful to रूपश्री मैडम. पीछे दीदी भी मुझे दिखाई दे रही है आपकी. Yes, उसको भी पर्यटन पे जाना बहुत अच्छा लगता है. So humbly thankful to you, and tomorrow we'll meet again at morning 11 a.m. So
Any
humbly-
questions as today's session, please come with the questions tomorrow next session, so that if you more interactive, your session will be more interesting also.
Yes, thank you. Thanks a lot, and good night.
Thank you. Good night, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Good night.